Okay, recording has started. I'll open the entity desktop and mention.
Yes, Sunny.
I shared my screen now.
So Sunny, before that, can you share the contents? What are we taking up and what will be left?
Sure. Okay, Nitin. Okay, Nitin. I'm sharing this.
Yeah, we can see your screen. So today, what topics we are going to take?
Today I'll take the ANT execution, and I will take ANT and execution. The execution part basically I'll take because here we can see, just 1 minute, the data table and the SQL part also I have covered. And the Excel sheet part is pending, Nitin. So,
Okay, fine. So I think this one is not that provided. It's not elaborated. I think these are the topics only.
yes.
So yeah, maybe we'll touch base after this meeting and we'll see what other topics covered. Okay, you can continue now. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll share my screen. Yeah. I shared my screen. Just let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, Sunny, we can.
I'll open the workspace, and then we'll see today how we can execute the execution through the through the AND, and then I think the data table that we have covered yesterday, the last session, right? The data table.
Yes, Sunny, on Friday we have called.
We have covered, right? Do you have anything to ask regarding like a data table or SQL?
No.
One minute, I'll check the content. If it is there, if we have missed something, then we will try to cover it. Okay. creating, reporting the projects, creating test cases using function, debugging the Prover Builder tool, reporting, running test cases, testing about say standard objects, use SOQL, advanced code using the test palette, using the custom APIs. Okay, so the last session we have checked like a custom APIs, like to create, we have created one the Java function to scroll it down, right? So if you want, I can we can like again try to create some different function. We'll try to do it again. After that, we have the reporting failure analysis and then the Jenkins configuration. I'll tell you today: test, execute, TB, run, debug. Each object functions already covered. Data-driven testing, we are not doing it. Okay, for data-driven testing, I'll connect with Nitin and the callable test case. Okay, so the callable test cases and then the execution into the through the and the Jenkins part. Okay, because all those things I can check is almost covered, and tomorrow we'll try to cover like what is the best practices we are following, what all project we are following, how to do with the Git repository, and so tomorrow will be the last session for this Prover. Okay. So first I'll start with execution. So we already have created a contacts creation test case. Okay, what it is doing, it is creating a contact one under that one account. Okay, and here what we have done, I have disabled this many test cases to just check the scroll down functionalities. So what I will do, I will enable it again. I'll try to run through the test builder mode and I'll try to check like if it is working fine. If it is working fine, then what we'll do, we'll run this test case through the end. Okay. So I'm selecting this contact creation test case. I clicked on the test builder. What is happening here? Click the related links. Okay. So I need to disable it till here. Yeah. So it is creating the standard contact. Just 1 minute. What is happening here? Yeah. Taking the first name and the last name. It has clicked on the save button now, and then it will validate the content. So it's working fine. Stop the execution here, and then now we'll try to execute this test case and okay. So executing this test case through the ants, first you need to check like the ant is already installed in your machine or not. How you can check it? Open the command prompt, use ant-version. Yes, the ant is already installed. If it is not installed, so prerequisite is that you have to install the ant into your system. Okay. So before executing this test cases into through the ant, what we will do? First, we will create the test cycle. Okay. So if we'll create the test cycle and we'll tell that to ant to execute all this test cases through the test cycle only, to get the result into the test cycle mode only. Okay. So first what I will do, I'll go to the test setting, and here you can see we have multiple tabs. I'll click on the test cycle. I'll click on the click here, and I'll create the test cycle name. Okay. So I'll create the test cycle name as a test cycle 1, or test cycle you can provide as a demo 1. Okay, and it is asking us to select one folder. We'll go to our project. My project is WS Training KT. Okay, here I'm selecting the test cycle folder. So I'm telling that test cycle to store all your reports, all your files after execution into the test cycle. Okay, so I'm selecting this test cycle folder. I'm clicking on the OK button. Here you can see that folder got selected. I'll click on the OK button. So now you can see the one test cycle got added here. This test cycle folder or this test cycle name will use while we are executing our test cases through the ant. Okay. So executing the test case through the ant, what you have to do? You have to click on the right click on the test folder, and then right click on the test folder, and then here we have an option called run under ant. Click on that. So you'll see like we have one like a alert or pop-up you can say. So we have an ant dialog pop-up here. Okay, in an ant dialog pop-up we have multiple sections called details, test cycles, metadata, and email. Okay, so here we have to provide like what all like XML file, because if your test cases that build.xml file is required. This build.xml file is nothing but this contains like your configuration of like the password and your test cases name, and what all configurations you are doing it through the through this project. Actually it is storing into the build.xml file. So when you are executing your test cases through the Ant is looking for this particular build.xml file. And whatever configuration is present into that, it will take that configuration and it will run into the server or your local machine. Okay. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. So what I will do, I will provide the build.xml name here called test. Okay. After that, I will result location I am providing as an ant result. Okay, because here I have not selected till now as a test cycle. So once I selected a test cycle, all the results will be there into the test cycle folder only. Okay. After that, we have result folder handling. Don't change anything here. Okay. After that, it is saying the execute test using prover library and library. Select the prover library and select your test cases. Clicking on the select. After clicking on the select, you can see it is showing the two test cases. As of now, we have only the two test cases. I will select only one. I just wanted to run this. I just want to run this one test case only. I'll click on the OK. You can see your test cases got added here. Now, if you want to run your test case in a specific environment, you can select it. But here we don't have environment. So I'm not selecting here. It will take it by default. Okay. In browser you want to run it, the web browser, and what is the resolution. So I will not run this. So in a both manner we will check. Okay, first I'll select as a full screen and I'll select as a Chrome. And after that, what I will do, I'll change this XML file, or I will change this Ant dialog configuration. I will select the Chrome headless, so that we'll get to know that how it is running into the server mode or the headless mode. Okay. So after that, what I will do, we have the option called exclude the callable test cases. Okay, so callable test cases, right now we don't know about that callable test cases, but callable test cases, so just click on that exclude callable test cases. We just want to run only the test cases present into the test folder. Okay. And by default, it is actually clicking on that is exclude callable test cases. Don't change anything from here. You have to click on that. Okay. After that, I will go to the test cycle section. I will select the test cycle as a test cycle demo mode, a run type. Okay. So run type, what I will do, I will select the run all the test cases. We have three options: run failed test cases. As of now, we don't have failed test cases. Run failed and skip the test cases. That also we don't have to select it. We have to select run all test cases. If we want any rerun here, okay, if you want any rerun, suppose you have in the future, if you have a 10 test cases, in the first execution, suppose your 4 test cases got passed and the 5 test cases got failed. If you are selecting a rerun as a 0, what you will get? You will get the result as a 4 test cases passed and the 5 test cases failed, because it will not rerun the failed test cases. Okay. So what if you want to run the failed test cases 1 or 2 times? Can do, you can select like 1 or 2. So in a real time, like in our project, what we are doing, we are selecting the rerun as a 2. So what will happen if we will execute this test case, all the test cases through the end? If some test cases got failed, again it will go for the first round of execution with the failed test cases. If some test case got passed, or suppose 2 test cases again got failed, again it will run the failed test case like a 2 test cases. And after that, it will publish the report. So as of now, what I will do, I will select as a 0. Okay. After that, we have section called metadata and logging. In a metadata and logging, you don't have to change the metadata folder here. Metadata cache, that means here we have an option called reuse, refresh, reload. Okay. Suppose you are using the reuse, that means if you are executing the test cases through this folder, so it will not reload the metadata. Okay, it will use whatever the data is already reloaded into the project folder, or it will take all the metadata from the project folder side and it will execute the test case. There is a chance if you are using it the reuse, that means there is a chance your test cases got failed. Okay, so in this section, what we are doing it, we are selecting as a reload. That means if you are executing the test cases, please reload the metadata before executing any test cases and then run the test case. Okay. After that, you don't have to change anything here. This is the logging purpose. Logging purpose, we are doing it. Test output log, plugin output log. Okay, we have multiple options, but we are not doing it any. We are not changing anything here. After that, we have an email section. So after executing the test cases, if you want to trigger that email, whatever reports we are getting it, and that report into the some recipient, so you can add it. Okay, so what I will do, I will go to the email section. I will select the email that cycle report here. Email subject, I will provide demo test execution primary recipient. So before checking this like a primary, before providing anything here, you have to check the email configuration, because sending the email and before triggering the email, it is also required one email configuration, so that it will send any email or any reports to the particular recipient. So one email is also required. Okay, so here you can see I have already provided my email address. Okay, I have provided password, and I'm selecting that we have two options, Google Mail or other. We don't have a Google Mail, we have a honeywell.com. I've selected as a other. As soon as you have selected other, it will ask you to provide the SMTP host and SMTP port. This thing will be same for everyone. Okay, if you are adding your email address also, this thing will remain same. SMTP honeywell.com and 25th. Okay, and SMTP timeout is 60 seconds. Okay, we have to just click on the test connection to check this connection is working fine. Okay, it is working fine. Click on OK. Okay, that means your email is configured. Through this email ID, it will trigger that email and will send that report to the whatever primary recipient or CC recipient you are adding it. Okay, I am a recipient list. Could you please send me your anyone's email ID so that I will try to add here. Anyone can send your email ID. Are you guys sending the email ID?
Sunny, do you want the Honeywell email ID?
That's correct.
Okay, I'll send.
Okay, I'll add this email ID. Here, primary. In a CC, I will add myself. Okay. After that, we have a two option: attach PDF execution report, attach zipped HTML report. Click on the PDF execution report. Here we have multiple options. Here you can see, like if you want to take any screenshot, so you can take the full screenshot with the result reports. If you want some logging, so you can login the so basic, you can select it, and PDF option, all those things are like a basic thing, so you can select according to your requirement, and just click on that. Before clicking on that, just recheck all those configurations what you have provided. Okay, End result, demo file implemented, okay, default, over desktop, test cycle, metadata, and the email. Now I'll click on the run button. Okay, now you can see the logs. First, it is compiling the code, and then allow access. Let me rerun this test case again. I think my screen got freezed. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Sunny.
Okay. The ant actually it's working fine. It is a little bit slow, I guess. So in ant you can check like in the ant it's logging all the steps like what we are doing it here. Okay. Let me reconnect it again. Some network issue I'm facing here. 2 minutes.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So here you can see that the test case got completed. So the end run. Okay. So let me check. Like we have received the mail, execution mail. Uma, have you received the mail? Yes, I have received the mail. You can see.
Yes, sir. Just now only.
Yes. So here, if you open this report, so here all the logs file will be there. Like what we are doing is throughout our execution. So all the logs will be there. Okay. So in a daily basis, actually, we are executing all the tasks, the executions you can see in HBT sales. Here you can see we have 47 scripts. Okay. So 24 got passed, 26 got filled after execution of 3 runs. So if I open this test case, you can see like that only. Okay, you'll get the pie chart like how much tests got passed, how much got failed, all those things. Okay, so now we have executed this test case in a browser mode. If I want to run this test case in a a server mode, in a server mode, it will not open the in a headless mode, it will not open the browser, and it will run all the scripts in a headless mode. So in that case, what we can do, I will close the screen and I will create one more configuration. Okay, you can do just 1 minute. Yeah. So what you can do, you can also go to the end folder. In the end folder, here you can see we have one file called build_test_demo.xml. That file we have created here. You can see all the configurations is there. Okay. So if you want to change anything here, you can directly go and change here. Okay, that configuration it will take and it will execute that particular test case. Like here you can see we have project path, browser, what we have provided like a full screen. The Salesforce metadata cache reloaded we have provided if you remember, and the warnings also whatever warning like we have provided. That all configuration is present into the test demo.xml file, and here you can see the test cases got added into the files directory dot included name. Here you can see. You can see like here it got added. Okay, and all the email properties it is taking here, like primary recipient and the CC recipient, BCC, all those things it is taking care of. Okay, so again, what I will do. So what I will do, I will create one more test cycle here. In a test cycle, what I will do, I will not provide the browser. I will try to run this test case in a headless mode. Okay, again, I will provide that all the configuration I will do here. Okay. In test cycle 2, I will choose this test cycle folder as a test cycle under our project. Okay, and then before executing it, what I will do, I will go to that particular folder in a test cycle folder. I'll try to delete all those the test cycle which we have used previously. Here you can see we have a report also. That report actually we have received through the email. Okay, I will delete it. Continue. To that, I will close this pop-up and then create one more test cycle. Cycle 2, cycle folder name. I'll select the test cycle as a folder name, and then I'll click on the OK. I'll go to the test, right click, run under end. Here I'll provide some build.xml like I'll add this. And then what I will do, test case. Okay. Environment, we don't have any environment right now. If you're running your test in a headless mode, please select the desktop version screen version as a 1920 to 1080 and select the Chrome headless. Okay, I'll go to the test cycle. I'll select the test cycle what we have created now, test cycle 2. Okay, configurations, reload, email test cycle report. Headless execution. I'll provide the primary recipient as a UMA. CC. Okay, I'll click on the attach PDF execution report, and this time I will not change anything. I'll show basic and I'll recheck. Okay, test cycle, and then details I have provided as a perform headless, and execution I have selected as a this thing. I'll click on the okay, the test case name I can see it is not selected here. I'll go and select it. Run. Again, it will open one command prompt. In a command prompt, it will execute that particular test case. But this time, it will not open the browser. It will go into the headless mode. Now it is providing all successful it has connected to the application. It has provided all those the user the first name, last name, all those things, and then it is trying to click. It is saving it logs. It is you can see here. Okay. The execution is done. Now what it will do, it will send that report. Build successful. The total time is 1 minute 49 seconds. We'll check we'll check for the report.
Got it, Sunny.
Yes, I have also received. I just wanted to check the execution time so that I'll open the stage case and I'll check like how much time it has taken to execute the stage case. Okay, so it has taken the 1 minute 29 seconds. Okay, and I'll check for the previous execution. It has taken 5 minutes 40 seconds. You can see how much difference it there is. If you are executing your test cases through the headless mode, it is taking the 1 minute 29 seconds. And if you are executing your test case through the browser mode, it is taking the 5 minutes 40 seconds, almost like 6 minutes. So that's why we are running all the test cases in a headless mode only. Okay. After that, I will go to the Jenkins part. Okay. So So here you can see, like we are executing all our scripts through the Jenkins. So in a Jenkins, actually, what we have done. So here you can see the URL, like a VM, the IP of the particular VM, 10.195.76.144. This 144 is nothing but one VM. There we have installed our Jenkins. Okay, the Jenkins server you can see. So in this VM actually we have installed all those things, and we have created the two HBT sales and the service part here. We have created the two pipeline. This pipeline actually we have multiple jobs to execute the scheduled the executions there. So I'll try to show you, like I'll open one pipeline here, HBT sales. In this pipeline, we have one configure icon. You have to click on this configure icon. Okay. So if you click on this configure icon, you can see we have a multiple tabs here. Okay, in the multiple tabs, we have like a general, source code management, build trigger, build environment, build, and the post build action. Okay, so here we are doing like a source code. We are using only the source code management, and we are using the build trigger. We are not using, I guess, we are not using the build environment. And after that, after post build action, what we are doing, all those things I will show you here. Okay. So directly I will go to here. You can see in a general section, we don't have anything. Okay. In a source management, if you go here, in a source management, what does it mean? Like a source management, that means it is taking some tool where we have like all our codes is there. So it will take that particular URL or repository path from that the source code management tool. So we are using the Git. So tomorrow I'll show you like how you can check in, check out through the Gits, how you can how you can push your code, how you can pull your code. That things, if we have a time, you can we can take it today only. So it will nothing like it will take a 10 minutes time, and if you guys have some meeting, so tomorrow we'll cover this section. Otherwise, the today only I will take this section. What you can say? Uma?
Yeah, for me it's fine. It's fine. For others.
Okay, Satya, Virendra, what about you? Do you have any meeting at 5:30?
No, Sunny, not from my side.
Okay, in that case, Satya, do you have any meeting? I'll stretch till 5:45. Okay, I'll show you like how we can check in, check out through the how we can import through the Git. And tomorrow only we can check like an Excel sheet part. I'll try to pull Nitin in this call, and he'll show you like how we can execute through the Excel sheet part. And I think the callable test case we can cover tomorrow. Okay. So today I'll show you like the Git part. Okay. After. So this is like the Jenkins section. In a Jenkins section, we are using the Git. So we are providing the Git URL. Okay, master URL, we are providing it. And how we are taking it? So we have one Git section. So go to here. I log into the Git. Okay, I'll go to the HBT sales. Yes, we have selected the HBT sales only. Here you can see we have SSH and the HTTP. I'll select the HTTP. In HTTP, you can see I will copy this URL and try to paste it here. Same URL we are using it here. You can see. Right, the same URL you have to use here. And after that, we have one credential section. You have to provide your credential here. Okay, whatever credential we are using it for execution. Generally, this credential is same for all pipeline, like H3138543. Once you are in this project, this credential, the password will be provided by the Biju. So same password and credential you can use here. After that, it is asking for that for which branch you want to execute it. You have provided the URL, but which branch you want to execute it. Generally, in all executions, the standard way is like use the master repository to execute all those executions. So we have provided this master branch name here. Okay, / in the master. So it will go to that particular URL. It will go. So we in this Git project, you can see we have multiple branches. I'll go to the repository. Okay, in a repository, we have multiple branches: master, Biju, Sachin, Sani, Satish. So we are saying like go to the master and then download the project, and from that project execute that particular script. Okay. After that, build trigger. In a build trigger, actually build periodically. That means we are providing that particular time to trigger all the test cases. H21 / means every 2 a.m. actually we are executing all the test cases. We are triggering all the test cases here. Okay. So build in the build environment, you can see we have multiple options. So we are providing delete workspace before build starts. That means I'll go to the 144 machine. In a 144 machine, we have installed our Jenkins server. Okay, I'll show you. Okay, I'm in the 144 machine now. I'll open the folder. In the folder, I'll go to the Jenkins where we have installed the Jenkins part. Okay, so here you can see in a .jenkins folder we have one workspace. Okay, so if you are providing the delete the workspace there, so every day what it will do, it will go to the 144 machine. In a 144 machine, it will go to the .jenkins folder. In a .jenkins folder, it will delete this particular file. Okay, so the point to be, if you have opened this file, something is if you have opened here from the workspace, so next time next day execution, what will happen here, it will try to delete your workspace here, but your file is opened here in this section, in this VM. So it will not able to delete this file. So all the execution will get failed. So the point to be remember is don't open this thing workspace from here, or don't try to fetch any result from here. Try to get it from the mail. If you're not getting any file, any result, sometimes you will not get the file, the reports from the email section. In that case, you have to go to that particular VM section, in this folder section. In the folder section, you can see it has created the HBT sales QA job and HBT service job. Okay, the first one is a temporary, second one is the fully, the not a temporary, is the full version. Okay, go to there. Here you can see all those the folder structures which you are using it to execute all the script. It will copy paste here from the master repository. Okay, after that, what it will do, it will go to, if you go to that particular Jenkins.test cycle, we have provided the Jenkins.test cycle into the build.xml file, and we are using the test cycle report. So if you go to here, you can see we have one report file. So yesterday's the report file, it will take it from that particular machine and it will trigger the execution. It will trigger the email and reports after the execution from here. Suppose you have opened this report file and you forgot to close this file. Next day, what will happen? Again, it will go to try to delete this workspace, but your file is already open. you're not able to delete it. So your execution will get stopped. Okay. So please don't open this folder. If you're opening it, please go close it. Okay. Got it? Any questions till now?
No, sir.
After that, we have like so post build action we don't have, because all those like email configuration we already done into the build.xml file, and this is this build.xml file, it is taking it from the repository URL. Okay, so this thing is not like we have not mentioned it, but in some project if we don't have like a email trigger part throughout in our, so what we can do, if you go to the post build action, in a post build action you can add some like a email configuration. So after that execution, the Jenkins will trigger that the report into the whatever recipient you have provided. But in our project, the XML file is doing it, the ant is doing it. Okay, so this is the thing. And so here you can see like how I have opened this Jenkins server. So I'll close it. So here actually whatever VM you are setting it for that Jenkins, that the IP is required. So I will provide my
So-
IP as a 10.
So Sunny, does that mean for different projects we need different VM, dedicated VM, right?
Yes, so here you can see. So you can like for multiple project, you can provide the execution in one VM. But in our case, what is happening, I'll show you. So just see like how I am opening it. So you have to provide that particular VM address :8080 is a port. There your Jenkins is installed. Okay, just enter it. So you will be into the Jenkins, here actually I'm not logged out. I'll try to log out and then I'll try to. So once you enter this particular URL 10.195.76.144:8080, you'll get this screen. Here you have to provide the username and password. Okay, and sign in. So after signing, you can see we have two pipelines, HBT sales and the HBT service. Also, I can add multiple projects, but what will happen here if I'll add multiple projects? That means we are trying to execute multiple test cases in the same time. Like in that case, this load will be increased into the VM server. That's why what we are doing it. For this VM, we have provided HBT sales and service. For different VM, we have provided SPS sales. For different VM, we have provided HPS sales and service. Okay. So that thing we are doing through the Jenkins. Any questions till now? Okay, one more question. In suppose if suppose like if you are if you have not sometimes what will happen, you'll reports, Jenkins report. Sometimes what will happen, you'll get some release issue. All the test cases will get failed. In that time, you have to execute your test cases through the Jenkins manually, because every day what it is doing, it is automatically it is opening or starting that scheduled execution, but because we have provided it. But sometimes if you want to manually run these test cases, so what you have to do, go to the Jenkins, log into the Jenkins. If you want to execute any HBT sales or the service, go to that particular pipeline or click on the build now. So you get this icon, or this is a started one. Okay, click on this icon. This is the previous one. Okay, and then go to the console output. Here get all the logs here. whatever this end execution is doing, that same log you'll get here. Okay. Okay. So is there any question? Can we move ahead? Like for Git, how to import or how to work with the Git?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Then I'll open. Okay. So first, what we'll do? First, we'll log in into the Git UI. Okay. GitHub. Then I'll show you like how we can import this. Import this Git project into the tool. How we can push the code. So this is your URL, and I already logged in here. So I'll try to log out, sign out here. Okay. So I'll provide you this URL. Okay. After that, you have to provide your username. Once you logged in, you can see whatever project you have assigned, you can see your project, right? After that, if you want to check for particular project, suppose I want to check for the HBT sales, I'll click on the HBT sales. And here you can see we have multiple tabs: project, activity, repository, pipeline, graphs, issues, merge request. Okay. So the project tab will show you all the details, like whatever SSH URL or the HTTP URL. Okay. So you can click on the SSH drop down. Okay, I shared my screen again. Okay, just let me know. You can see my screen. We'll start then.
Yes, sir. We can see.
So in a project, you can see we have SSH and HTTP. Okay, if you can change, you can get this URL. After that, the activity, that means all those things like a push or push, if you are doing it for in a master branch or your remote branch, you can see all the activities here. Okay, in this project. Any push to the brand developments, then you open the merge request if I have opened it. So all those activity you can see here. Okay. After that we have, and also we have filters like merge event. If you want to select, or if you want to see only the push event, you can select the push event. You'll get all the push event here, merge event, issue event, all those things. After that, we have a repository. In a repository, we, as I told you, we have a master branch. We have a multiple branch like Sachin, Sani, Nitin, all those things, Biju. Okay. And after that, all those sections, if you want to check for the files, if you want to check for the commits, okay, we have a commit, network, compare. So basically, mostly we are dealing with the project repository and not with the pipeline. We are dealing with the merge request. Okay, merge request, that means if you are taking all the project, you are doing some modification. If you want to push your code into the master, so that you will get this merge request, it will increase the count as a 1 or 2. After I'll show you like how we can push. Okay. So first, what I will do, I will take some HBT sales service project and try to push some dummy thing, some dummy project. Okay. I'm closing this drawer. Okay. And in a one folder, I'll create one workspace and I'll try to pull that one project. Okay, I'm closing this command prompt. I'm closing this provar. Exit. I'll open one folder. We'll go to the D drive. Here I'll create one dummy workspace for Git. And then I'll open this folder. And then after that, what I will do, before working with the Git, the setup should be installed in your project. Okay. Also, the Git extension is there. You have to install that Git extension. So Git extension is just the UI of that particular Git, so that you can deal very easily. You can commit or you can clone your particular project. Okay. So Git extension is also very simple .exe file. You have to just click on the next. And if you want to check how that Git extension is got installed, where it got installed is in a C drive. If it is installed, you'll get this option, Git extension clone. So in the first time, what we are doing, we are importing or we are downloading the particular project. Just click on the Git extension clone. In the Git extension clone, you have to provide your Git repository URL. Okay. This UI will come, click on the apply and then OK. One pop-up will come. In this pop-up, we have to provide the URL, the repository to clone. Which repository you want to clone it? Okay. I'll not change anything in HBT sales. I'll try to change something in HBT service. Okay. So what I will do, I will go to the HBT service here. I'll select the HBT service option here. HBT service. I'll select the HTTP and then I'll click on the copy URL to the clipboard. I'll go to this VM and then I'll paste this URL to the pop-up. Okay. Okay, don't change the destination. Destination is your workspace, and subdirectory, don't change it. Branch, you have to change it. Branch you can select as a your development branch. Okay, so I'm selecting my development branch. I'll click on the drop down here. It will show you some options, what all development branch options you have. It will show you here. I'll select my name, development Sani, and then I'll click on the change anything. Just URL, branch, and clone. It will download that particular folder project into their workspace. Okay. Okay, it's 5:48 actually. So what we'll do, we'll download this folder today, and tomorrow we'll see the call-level test cases and how we can push or how we can import this particular folder to the prover and how we can push it. Okay. Happen, it will download all the folder, all the files into this folder, and tomorrow we'll start with import this project into the prover, and then we'll try to modify something and then we'll push it and we'll create the merge request. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Then we'll disconnect today's call, and tomorrow again we'll join and we'll see.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Vinay. Thanks, all. Bye.